Before our ancestors knew where they were going, they just knew they had to move. Not towards a place, but towards the chance to be free. With every step, they carried the same question.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as a listening sky. Let it resound loud as a rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Cities don't grow upward. They grow through the people who move through them. People from different places, different stories, and different reasons for coming. Like those who escaped slavery in the early 1800s, people still make their way to Canada hoping for something better for themselves, their families, and their future. In 2024 alone, the country welcomed nearly 500,000 new permanent residents. For many, then and now, heading towards the Great White North is more than just a change of scenery. It's a matter of survival. On July 3rd, 1831, as the United States prepared to celebrate its freedom, Thornton and Lucy Blackburn chose to claim their own. Carrying forged papers, the couple escaped by steamboat out of Louisville, up the river to Cincinnati, then by stagecoach until they reached Detroit. For nearly 2 years, they believed they were safe. Crossing into Upper Canada wasn't part of the plan. Not until Thornton was captured and nearly sent back into slavery. Black communities in Detroit stood up. Crowds gathered, voices filled the street. That night, a small group of people crossed the river into Canada. Their former owners tried to have Thornton extradited, but Canadian authorities refused to set him into slavery. That refusal became more than a moment. It became a precedent, a signal to others still moving through the night that there was a place where bondage could not be enforced by law. The Blackburns didn't just live here. They helped shape the city of Toronto. They built homes for themselves and the enslaved family they rescued. They built churches, community, and industry, starting the city's first cab company. They opened doors for others who came after, making this city part of the Underground Railroad. For people who followed the North Star, the journey wasn't just measured in miles, it was measured in risk. And no one understood that risk more clearly than Minty Ross, the woman the world would come to know as Harriet Tubman. After escaping slavery in 1849 and leading others towards freedom, Harriet Minty Ross Tubman made St. Catherine's her home, arriving in late 1851 and staying till around 1862. During that decade, she worked alongside Black families and abolitionists, helping new arrivals settle after their long journeys. St. Catherine's became one of the most important Canadian hubs for freedom seekers. From here, Tubman continued her work, returning to the United States again and again to guide others north. She attended and supported Salem Chapel and other local institutions that welcomed those arriving from the South. For generations, people have continued to make this journey north, not necessarily fleeing the same dangers, but still searching for where they might belong.
So I went to Canada I think I left December 8th. First time going to another country by myself, first trip by myself, first of all. And first, it was crazy. It was just so insane. And I just remember being super excited because the opportunity found me. So I remember stepping off of the plane. I remember the moment I got there and I was literally wow, I'm actually here. There was just a moment of I'm actually here. I have a journal. I'm a journaler. I'm a writer. So I always write. So I was just writing about how grateful I was and about the opportunity and just hoping that the opportunity would allow me to be my best authentic self. Whatever that meant that weekend, that is exactly what I wrote down and I prayed for. And Canada is beautiful. I always say that Canada is someplace that I could see myself living in the future. If it's not New York, it will be Canada. Either or. But it was such a good experience because what I loved the most about being in Canada was the fact of the diversity and everybody's different. Everybody is different. There's so many nationalities, so many diverse cultures living in one melting pot, and it's not separate. It's all it's inclusive, and it's on surface inclusive. Nobody's hiding behind oh, I don't like this type of group of people. No, it's you can tell by the energy that this is the melting pot. This is the true melting pot. This is where we thrive. And being able to, in that season of me discovering my creativity and trying to figure out what it was to me, I think this opportunity was the best thing for me because it opened doors, and it really, I feel every step, every connection, every opportunity is a step to your pathway. And it was a step for me to step up. I think that is what the opportunity presented to me. It presented to me another step into my creative vision. It presented to me another step into my creative direction of who I'm going to be and what legacy I'm going to carry in the future. So I just think it was that Canada experience was so, it was a highlight of my life. It was one of the true highlights of my life because I feel from that point on, it just skyrocketed. It just kind of clicked for me, and I just kind of knew, and I just kind of operated in a sense of oh, I'm gifted at this. I'm talented at this. Exploration is a big part of your growth development. It's a big part of your artistry. It's a big part of who you want to become in the community within the arts. So I just want to say thank you to Melanin Mosaic. Thank you to this organization because it has truly and genuinely been a process. It's a part of my process. It's a little piece of my process of where I'm going. So just do something that you've never done before, because it will lead to great things.
We didn't make this journey alone. We walked it on paths other people cleared before us. Every step we take is connected to someone who took one first. We carry that with us, wherever we go next. And that was the production.
Thank you so much, Jared. That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. So let's open this up for questions. I think you can just go ahead and unmute yourselves if you have a question. If you want to raise your hand, you can, or if you want to put your question in the chat, that is fine too. Go ahead, Sage.
So thank you for this wonderful documentary. It was really found a lot of intersections in my own life that just loved seeing the different aspects of this performance. I'm curious to know what inspired you.
Great question. 2019, I discovered my love for Canada through my then longtime partner, now my husband. And when I moved to Canada, well, partially moved to Canada, it became very clear that there was a connection to the African diaspora and the people here in Toronto. It didn't feel like America. Like the young lady said, China, people were moving and connecting in a way that I hadn't really noticed, even coming from New York City, where there's a melting pot in New York City, but everyone's so segregated in their space. Canada wasn't that way. I always say in Canada, well, Toronto at least, if you don't have a diverse group of friends, it's because you're not looking for it. And that was one of those things that really stuck with me. So when I was trying to create Melanin Mosaic and moving that needle forward, I started to realize that my own area had a lot of history with the Underground Railroad that I didn't even know existed. That beginning moment where I was performing at the Blackburns home is just 10 minutes down the road from me. And I hadn't known that until I took a few steps and thought about these productions and said, where can I do this thing? And the Blackburns home became available to my knowledge. And it was amazing to have that experience to know that that close to me lived history, Black history, African American history in a way that I had never experienced before. So this documentary was just a long-term plan and goal to acknowledge the Blackburns. And then I realized my husband from St. Catharines. I didn't know that St. Catharines was the home to Harriet Tubman until about a month ago when I started doing the documentary. So now it became, wow, what else could I really discover about the freedom seekers and that time of life and the Niagara Falls River being a river that they came across. I had visited a number of times, but now I had a different view on that. So it really was just a love letter to my own exploration of Canada and this region that I call home now, partially home, and to really just get in a little deeper into what that felt like for people who were freedom seeking, and moving that part of my life forward and noticing that there's something else out there, not just American history, but Canadian history as well, as part of the whole diaspora of Black history.
I guess I have a question too, just about you blend so many different kinds of movement in this. I know you have the color guard, which I'd be curious to hear more about how you integrate that, as well as so many other different forms, so many types of music. Do you want to just talk about your ethos and approach towards blending movement and musical styles?
Absolutely. I started doing color guard after, well, I started doing marching band and drum corps when I was 15 years old, and I lived in New York City, and it was an inner city community drum corps, mostly of young Black adults, Black kids, sorry, not young adults, 15, 16, 17. And I hadn't known that world until I was exposed to it. And once I was exposed to it, I then realized it was bigger than I even knew. There were older drum corps from inner cities and mostly inner city drum corps, Black drum corps around the country, that really inspired me. So when I started Melanin Mosaic, I wanted to honor my own musical roots as a horn player before that and a recording artist. And I write songs and I wrote poetry and all these things with my love for color guard and dance. So that was my way of making Melanin Mosaic a part of the process because we do appreciate the color guard aspect of the marching band and the music playing of the marching band, but we're also appreciating the flutist, Adrian McGrady, who is a color guard person as well. But he's a, flutist, and he loves playing his music. Um, the first person, Marcus, is a singer. He loves singing. So I like to bring elements of color guard, music, visual art, dance into what I do for Melon Mosaic. And it was just a perfect blend to create for this documentary.
Hmm. You- Feel free to jump in, anyone with questions. But oh, from Cal, we have Cal Hawkins. I'm curious if the dance and color guard segments in the documentary excerpt were choreographed or improvised. If there's a choreographic process, could you talk about it? What techniques or inspirations came up?
Beautiful. Wow. The moments that were improvised were the St. Catherine's Church, sorry, Salem Chapel Church, and the ending piece that I created, and the middle piece with the Blackburns. The other parts are actually films that we created for Melanin Mosaic that are on our website at melaninmosaicpe.com, which you can visit right now. So Soulful Serenade was our actual first production. It was the start to Melanin Mosaic's line of work, which I am very appreciative of, created here in Toronto, with artists from Toronto along with myself. So I was already connecting the dots between North America or America, the United States, I should say, and Canada, and that piece of work. And the same with the Eclipse Harmony. The same idea. I brought people from New York, United States to Canada to connect again with those pieces. So those films are actually created, documented, choreographed pieces. But the other pieces were the street stuff, the Blackburn's home. Those were all freestyle, improvised on the spot. Just a feeling of emotion and connecting those pieces of the history of what's going on and the feeling of the moment and creating that idea. But everything else is very much choreographed prior to those things.
Sage?
Um, I loved seeing the liturgical dancing
Hmm.
and wondered how or if liturgical dancing played an impact in your life growing up. Did you dance in church?
I did not.
Okay.
Um, I was in the
Just the
choir.
color guard. You were in the choir.
Choir. So my mom was a church gospel church singer. I grew up in the choir. I was an usher. So all those pieces of the music of soul and gospel still affects me. So when Lift Every Voice and Sing was to be in the production, I wanted to have a vocalist sing it, a live vocalist. So that recording was recorded live on the spot. There's no a lot of editing on it, so that is his voice created, and we appreciated that. But no, I've never danced in church. But the liturgical dancing and flagging, which is really popular now in churches, is something I do want to explore more. So yes, it would definitely be something that has touched a nerve in me, I guess, to see where that can go. I have done some research on the ideas of it, but soon enough, we will have something with a church and in color guard and something like that. So I mean, yes, I think that's something that we are looking forward to. Absolutely. But no, I did not do it in church. I was in the back singing songs.
It was great to see too how it sort of moved from the performance space out into the streets. You sort of had that movement throughout.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jared. This was really wonderful. Thank you for sharing this. Again, the email is here if you want to reach out about talking with Jared or the other presenters or with the U of R. So that's in the chat right there.
Or learn about Melanin Mosaic any further than this production, melaninmosaicpe.com is our website, which has again all of our videos, our film work. This documentary will be uploaded eventually when it's done and completed. We want to talk to some more freedom seekers, descendants of freedom seekers from Buxton County, which is a very popular destination for escaped slaves in the Ontario area. They cross over from Detroit and from Niagara area. So that's going to be incorporated later on in the documentary. But anything else we have on there, we are very much into art, design, mental health, and taking care of the marching artist as well as the design of it, but the mental part of it. So all that stuff on there again, melaninmosaicpe.com.
Thanks so much. And thank you everyone for joining us. Be sure to check out some of the other presentations today. And thank you. Have a
Thanks,
good day.
Jared. Thanks, Tristan.
Thank
Bye,
you all so
everybody.
very much. Have a blessed day.
You too.